Hello, and welcome to Connect DC's January 2023 Full Moon Meditation. Today I'm coming to you from the ancestral lands of the Timucua, Seminole, Muskogee, and Miccosukee peoples in what is commonly known as Central Florida. I want to begin our time together by honoring and giving gratitude to the communities that have tended this land since time immemorial and who continue to do so. I offer respect to their elders, past, present, and future. And I want to take a moment just to respect and honor their truths. Well, I am Angela Raincatcher, and tonight we are honoring the first full moon of the year 2023. Woohoo! We made it through 2022. You can probably tell by the sun shining behind me that I've actually recorded this a little earlier than our 7:30 p.m. Time, because I'm actually traveling on an airplane right now. But I really wanted to come to you and have a few moments to talk about the full moon and to breathe together. For some of us, our holiday seasons are really hectic at a time where, our animal body just wants to, take a time out. And some of us are lucky enough to do that. And others, we have so many pressing commitments. And we hurry through that holiday season and get to the end of it, and it doesn't let up. And so I want to take just some time together just to breathe, to settle into our bodies, settle into whatever this new energy hopefully is going to be for 2023, and also to settle into the lunar energies as well that are around us. So I'm going to just start out by inviting you to place your feet flat on the floor if you can, and just maybe you move yourself around a little bit to see if you can find a position that's more comfortable for you. And always just remind yourself, like, is there a position or is there a place that I can find more comfort? And this is a place and a time where if you want to and can do so, to dim the lights, make sure that if you're chilly, put a blanket on you. If you're too warm, take a sweater off. Find a way to let your body be a little more comfortable than it has been. And I invite you to close your eyes if you're safe and comfortable doing so. And if not, don't worry about it. You can soften your gaze. I just kicked the table. Sorry about that. You can soften your gaze. And again, if it's safe and comfortable for you to do so. And just take a moment to tune in to your breathing. Just to tune in to the inhalation and the exhalation of your breath going in and going out. And that's at whatever speed and whatever depth is natural and unpushed for you and your body right now. You may want to breathe deeply. You may be able to breathe deeply and slowly. You may, because of health reasons, not be able to breathe very deeply right now. I know I'm just getting over a cold, so forgive me if I cough during this. And drink water. You got to stay hydrated. But just allow yourself to just take a few minutes to check in with your body and check in with your breath. And we're doing this without any judgment. I'm not judging the fact that my breath feels a little more labored than usual. It's just it is. And just checking in with your body and with your breath. And now let's just take a moment to scan our bodies and our energy, and we can just take our attention and bring it up to the top of our head, concentrate it up at the top of our head, and let's just imagine, you can imagine those scanners that we've seen in the movies or in the doctor's offices that scan across your body. And imagine your attention being that bead, that light that just scans through your body for any places where there might be some tightness or some dis-ease or something a little weird, maybe some stagnant or stopped up energy or some pain. And just take a moment and scan down your body and just take note of those places. Again, with no judgment. And right now, without trying to change anything, we're just noticing, we're just listening to our bodies. And just bring that bead of attention, that scanning down your body, slowly but surely, and at a pace that feels right for you. Just taking note of where there may be some differences, some tightness. And continue to breathe as you do this. Scanning down your body, just noticing, just listening, without any judgment, without trying to change anything, just noticing. Just continue to bring that attention down your body. For me right now, I'm around my hips, just to kind of give you a sense of my pace. Again, just noticing where there's tightness, where there's maybe some stiffness or some pain, or just maybe where there's like a hiccup in your body or your energy. Scanning down until you reach the bottoms of your feet and just past that. And now open your eyes and just take a deep breath in and let it go. And we're just going to do a practice for one place. I want you to find a place or go back to one of the places that maybe was a little stiff or a little painful or maybe just a little weird or wonky. And I want you to just take your hand, and if it is your hand, take your other hand and place it on that place, on that spot. Like for me, I'm feeling some tension right here in the shoulder, but in the front part. So I'm just going to take my hand and gently place it in that area. And for me, I'm just kind of gently, I'm going to shift my screen here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to gently, very gently caress it and give it a little love. And that sounds like a little woo-woo, doesn't it? A little fluffy. That's okay. Sometimes fluffy works. We get too excited about being all dark. Ooh, I'm dark. Ooh, I'm rough. Ooh, I'm straight. Yeah. No, I can be that way, but sometimes we just need a little fluff, and fluff feels good. Yeah. So I'm going to give my shoulder a little love. I don't know what that tension is. That tension might be from how I slept funny. So maybe I want to do a little very easy stretch. Very easy stretch. Maybe slightly roll that part. I know some people have problems with their wrists, so you might want to put your hand just gently around your wrist. And again, gently supporting, maybe support it in just some very, very gentle movement. Don't hurt yourself further with this. Just give your wrist or your shoulder, or maybe it's your belly, and you just want to rub your belly. Give it a little love. Maybe it's your face or your eyes. Just give it a little love. And I mean, even go so far as to just tell your body, I love you. There's so many messages. I love you. I love you. There's so many messages at this time of year about wanting to fix our bodies, wanting to lose weight, wanting to get in shape. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to detox. We're going to do a dry January. We're going to go to the gym. We're going to lose weight. God, just, you know what? Let's just take a moment to love our bodies and say, you know what? Thank you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for all that you do for me. Even when you're in pain, you're still holding me. You're still moving. You're still doing something. Just giving it a little love. Taking a little bit of time to just gently caress it like you would a friend or a lover or a child. We beat up. We beat up on ourselves and on our bodies. We tell it all sorts of nasty things that we wouldn't say to a person that we walked past on the street, things that we wouldn't say to our best friends, things that we wouldn't say to our lovers, to our children, things we wouldn't say to our grandparents. We say the nastiest things, and our body hears that. And I'm not saying we should blame ourselves. Good God, the society is hard enough as it is. Life is hard enough as it is. I'm not saying we should blame ourselves, but we just need to back off and give ourselves a little love and a little attention. Just ease into it. So I'm just sitting here rubbing my shoulders still and breathing. And I'm doing this as much for me as for you all. I think I needed this. Getting over that nasty cold. I'm now moving my hand over to the part of my chest that I've been coughing a lot. You might want to move to a knee, or maybe your hips or your lower back, or it could be your head. Anything that's been experiencing distress or tightness. And again, just giving it some love and attention. And it may be that you can't touch that spot because maybe you have some skin issue and you're like, oh, it hurts to touch it. Then don't touch it, for God's sake. Just put your hands close to it. You know, we have a lot of energy coming from our hands and from the world around us. We can just bring it close to that spot and bring some loving, compassionate attention to those places. And sometimes you may be in a relationship with your body where you're like, I can't, Angela, I can't say I love my fat. Like, I can't say that I love my belly. I can't say that, even though it's like my bowels have just been giving me some really bad time. I can't say I love it. Well, then just, what's the best we can do? What's the best you can do? Can you like it? Can you feel compassion for it? Can you feel mercy for it? Ask it, how can we be in right relationship? What can I do for you to make things easier? Maybe you can't get to love right now. But maybe you can just say, you know what? What can I do? I'm here to listen. What can I do to ease the stress we've been feeling? And just take some time to do that with your body. And as I mentioned before, life in our society is hard enough on us. We have a lot of stresses. Where we live, where we work, or if we're not working, paying our bills, getting enough to eat, eating the right stuff. There's a lot, there's systematic oppressions out there. All of that goes into this bucket of life. But if we can just find a little bit of space to be compassionate with ourselves, to not add to the burden. That's what I'm trying to do here. Let's not add to the burden. Let's just give ourselves a little bit of space to allow some compassion. And if we can do it, to allow some love into our bodies and for our bodies. And you may be asking yourself, okay, Angela, that's great, but what does that have to do with the full moon? Well, the full moon is a nice monthly marker. And so it's a great time for us to remember some, basic self-care practices. Our busy lives, sometimes we forget, but with the full moon, we can say, oh, now is the time. Now is the time when I take care of myself. Now is the time when I reconnect. Now is the time when I do these energy practices to bring love and compassion into my life. But also, this full moon is in Capricorn. And Capricorn is a very determined sign. It's a very practical sign. It's a sign of perseverance. And as we're going into, for many of us in the Northern Hemisphere, although we are coming into the lighter part of the year, we still have some of the coldest parts of the year to go through. I know where I live, January and February are so cold, can be so cold and so gray. And it takes determination and perseverance just to get through the day until we get to the warmer times of the year. And so we can call upon that energy of the full moon in Capricorn to give us the determination to make that space, to give ourselves love, to be soft with ourselves, with our inner selves, with our bodies, so that we can be strong enough to meet the demands of the world. And so that's how that's how I'm linking it in my head anyway, to the full moon energy. And so as I've been talking, I hope that you've still been, continuing to love on yourself and to love on your body, because that's so important during these cold and dark times. And that's really not a meditation, but it is a basic self-care practice that you can engage in, not just at the full moon, but whenever you're feeling tight and stressed or not completely with it, which, for many of us, that's how we operate most of the time. But when you have a moment, when you remember, and then you can say, I need to take a 5. I need to go to the bathroom. I do this a lot. It's like, I get really stressed out. I go to the bathroom, shut the door, turn the fan on so no one can hear you, and just do some breathing and grounding, spending some time to love on myself. I know what you're thinking. Get that dirty thought out of your head if you need to, whatever. But give yourself the space to take care of yourself and to let your body know that you have compassion for it and that you love it. And that is my message and meditation to start us off with 2023. 2023 needs to be a year where we care for ourselves, where we love ourselves, where we listen to our bodies, where we listen, where all the noise around us, we listen to our bodies. We ground, we breathe, we love. And with that, I'm going to say, go out and do your work. May the gods, spirit helpers be with you. I do need to remind you of a couple of upcoming events. We have our monthly Dark Moon message, which will be live streaming on Thursday, January 19th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And that'll be both on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And then on Sunday, January 29th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we will be gathering in person at Two River Sanctuary for our annual Imbolc ritual. I hope that if you can have time and you have the desire, I hope to see you all there. And so with that, I will say, blessed be and peace. Go with love.